Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Primal Explorers, and I got something super exciting today. So I am looking forward to the foraging season this year, like tremendously. I want to go out there, I want to pick a lot of mushrooms. But there's still snow outside, so I can't do that right now. However, in a lot of places right now for sale are kits to grow your own mushrooms, and I jumped on that. I want to try it. I picked two kits up. The first one is, it's a box like this. It's called Golden Oysters, and these are hand cultivated in Vancouver Island according to the box, from Foragers Gallery. The other kit is Lion's Mane. So I heard Lion's Mane are hard to grow. I've also heard that they are really, really good for your health. So I obviously want to give these a go. I know nothing about what I'm doing here. There's many people probably that are going to watch this that know so much more than I do. So we're going to just improvise it. You're going to join me for it. We're going to read along and see what happens, alright? Woo! Okay, so let's take these kits. I'm going to put them down here. And we're going to start by opening up the... let's do the Golden Oysters first. I mean, I'm sure they're similar in some ways. So let's do it. Okay, let's have a look. First opening. Oh, this is huge. There's a got instruction book here. I'll read that right away. And oh, here it is. Comes with a little guy. So I guess we can keep it all moist. I know a lot of people don't like that word, but it's true. So we're going to cut along here is what I'm guessing. Let's read the kit. How to use a mushroom grow kit. Where to put the kit. Mushrooms need 4 things to grow successfully. Light, humidity, warmth, and fresh air. Oh, okay. Light. For best results, place your kit somewhere indoors, such as kitchen counter, that gets light during the day and darkness at night. Typical indoor lighting works well. Keep out of direct sunlight. Okay, so I think that's check. We're good there. Humidity. Preferred humidity levels are created by regular misting and the humidity tent provided. Easy. Warmth. The ideal temperature for mushroom growth is between 13 degrees Celsius and 24 degrees Celsius. So when I came into work today, it was 13 degrees Celsius and that was freezing. So if mushrooms can handle that, we're good. Because my house is not that cold. And fresh air. Make sure your mushroom kit has lots of fresh air and is not cooped up in a cupboard or closet. I think we're good there. Maybe on warm days I can open the window a bit too. Let's hope. How to set up your mushroom kit. Oh, this plastic just fell down. Oh, I know what this is. I'll show you guys right away. We recommend using your kit within 2 weeks of purchase. Bought it today. I thought its shelf life can be increased to around 6 to 8 weeks if kept refrigerated. I don't have that much room in my freezer. Fridge. Continue misting the mushrooms kit at least twice a day. Use about a half teaspoon of water per misting session, which is the equivalent of 15 to 20 spritzes from the provided misting bottle. Additional misting may be needed at your discretion if your environment or the block seems dry. It is difficult to overmist. Good, we can't mess up. Keep an eye on the X cut in the bag. In approximately 2 to 6 weeks, depending on the variety, the miscellaneum will form baby mushrooms called pins. Ignore any pins which may grow in other parts of the bag away from the X. Don't be tempted to increase the size of the X, as this may cause the miscellaneum blocks to dry out. The strongest pins will continue to grow out of the X. Once these pins have formed, remove the humidity tent and keep the box lid open to expose the miscellaneum block. This is an important step to make sure the mushrooms have enough oxygen. After pinning, the mushrooms will grow at a faster pace and should be ready to harvest in 4 to 14 days. Continue light misting the baby mushrooms twice daily. For lion's mane mushrooms, mist around your baby mushrooms, but do not directly. Direct misting can cause yellow browning damage to lion's mane mushrooms. How to harvest your mushrooms and prepare for the next flush. That's next time. got this one done. Let's put the next one right there. Oop. Okay, we got them both set up now. We're gonna have the lion's mane here, the golden oysters right here. Oh, tape's coming undone. And we're gonna mist it now. We're gonna need this and these guys. So let's start with cutting that hole in the X. Nice. Okay, that's one. The lion's mane looks a lot different. It looks like it's got not as much growth going on. So I hope it works out. Cause like with the, I don't know if you guys can see, but there we can see a lot of white and things here. Oh, there's a spider right there. Okay. And with this one, can't really see anything yet, growth wise. I believe in it though. Alright, let's get misting. It's like quite a bit, the first one. Like up to 20 squirts. 1, 2. My goodness, it's actually a lot harder than it looks. Alright, pretty happy with that. That's the oyster. Let's mist this guy, the lion's mane. One part that I'm really excited for these mushrooms is to record time lapses using this guy. So I'm gonna make sure to really check these every day, and maybe I won't time lapse on the little what do they call them, nubs, buttons pop up, but I will time lapse once it starts growing, and I'm gonna see if I can get tons of that time lapse because I'm really excited for that. So yeah, let's see what happens with them. Today officially marks a week since we've started this project with the mushrooms, and let's see how much different they look. You know, I did some light observing every now and then, but I'd like to actually now have a better in-depth look, so we're going to do that right now. The first one we're going to have a look at is the lion's mane. So if I remember right, there's nothing you could see on it. Like there's no growth, nothing. So over here you can see right there is a whole bunch of the mycelium. I keep this relatively damp, or well, pretty damp. You can see the mycelium's spreading a lot more than it did before. So that's sweet, that's good progress. And it said what, about 2 to 4 weeks until like you really see mushroom growth. So that's the lion's mane. Let's give the golden oysters, I think it was. Yeah, the golden oysters a look. So this is the golden oyster box. Let's open that up gently. And there the mycelium looks like it did before, just covered all over, just pretty damp. So we're doing good there, misting it twice a day. I don't see anything yet though. Maybe. I'll have to do a comparison side by side with how it looked to start with. But yeah, that looks pretty. I mean, there's a bit of stuff here. That looks like it could be mushroom caps starting. Let's just close that up. Maybe I shouldn't have touched that. We will see. Hopefully I didn't ruin anything. But yeah, I think this one shows a lot of potential still. Like, it's covered, right? Okay, let's close them up and check on them in another week. So yesterday we had a look and there wasn't much showing, and now today on day 6, that little nub that I poked at the other day, I think that's one of the buttons, one of the mushrooms that's growing. So if you look right over here, you're gonna see it, right? It's kind of growing out. Looks a bit weird. Looks really gross, and that's super exciting. It means that we're doing something right, and it's going well. Wow, I'm so excited to see how much further it goes. This is super cool. I'm gonna try to time lapse this part and see what happens out of it. So today's day 9 of this. It's supposed to take about 2 weeks for things to happen, but when I bought this, right, it was covered already in the mycelium. So we got mushrooms. Super exciting, you're gonna get so big, and yeah, I think I should start taking progress pictures every day and just like side by side. Oh man, they're gonna be delicious. Hopefully. Now, according to the instructions, I'm supposed to keep the lid off, which is what we've done here. And then, so there's more airflows. So we're gonna do that. Here's my thumb for size reference. Huge. So today is Thursday. Monday's when we started to notice the growth, right? And there we go. And like, it's huge now. I don't know if you can really see much there. Let's zoom in on that. Look at that. Like, it's getting into palm size now. From just like comparing to my thumb to this. Super insane, super exciting. Lion's mane, nothing yet. Not worried there. This, 10 out of 10. You can now see the individual mushrooms here officially. It's, I think, day 10. Yeah, day 10 or 9. Wow, that is so cool. And it's big too. Like, from Monday, today's Friday, so this is 5 days from when it started sprouting. Today officially marks 2 weeks since I originally got the mushroom kit, and 1 week since we've noticed nipping, and the progress is huge. As you can see, that is very different than what we had originally, and my hand, for reference, it is bigger than my hand. Like, they're getting firm, like you can see the frills on them. It is incredible how big it's gotten in no time. Now they look a bit dry, so I'm going to give them another mist right now. A really thorough one, that is. Now the progress, obviously, of the golden oysters is huge. So the lion's mane, there's been no difference yet. I mean, I can see the mycelium starting to come in and doing its thing. There. Much like last week, but we have no nubs yet. There's nothing coming out. So this is still going to take some time. But there's a whole nother week of it being able to do its thing. And you know, maybe it doesn't work out. And if it doesn't, well, we definitely have one success. Now, the other day I was counting these heads as it's coming up, and you know, I quit counting at 80. There's just so many. But this clump right here was originally what I thought was going to be big. And then end up this whole side piece that's the one that ended up coming out, shooting up, getting really big really quick. So it's actually quite incredible. There's a whole bunch of little nubs here. I don't think anything's gonna happen with those. But you know, we'll see, because there's still so much growth to be had. I think there's still a whole another week of growth before we start harvesting those. So it's gonna be super exciting to see where it goes. So it's harvest time. It's been about 9 or 10 days since we've officially started. A lot of things are drying out here, and they're all starting to dry out, actually. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the kitchen. We're going to pull this whole thing off according to the instructions. Then we're going to start seeing what we got. Let's go. To harvest, simply grab the cluster of mushrooms firmly by its base and twist/rock it back and forth until it tears right off the block of mycelium. Clean the mushrooms by cutting off any hardwood substrate remnants. Okay, let's do that. Oh boy. Oh. Wow, that's clean. Look at that. And I cut that off. Wow. That smells nice. It smells a lot like, you know, forest mushrooms. Because I thought the smell was going to be different, honestly. So this is awesome. Kind of done with this. We're going to prep this for another harvest. However, look at that. That's just humongous. It's like the size of my head. Okay, let's flip this and let's cut this here. Actually, I'm gonna tear it first. Right here. There we go. Now I'm happier with that. Let's cut this. It's actually very sturdy, wow. Amazing. That's ready. Let's cut it right here too. Okay, that's the garbage. And then this all is gonna get dehydrated, and I'm gonna take some to cook. I wanna try cooking them, and I'm gonna dehydrate a bunch because I don't want to use all of this. So let's do that. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna start pulling at the mushrooms and seeing how many we've got. So it's gonna be quite the lengthy process. Probably should speed it up. $164 mushrooms. Absolutely insane. Yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna hydrate them, or dehydrate them, sorry. And we are also going to cook some of them up because I'm very curious on what they taste like, maybe with butter. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to Google a recipe. I actually don't know how I want to do these. But I'm super happy with this harvest. Okay, next up is we're gonna put them all in the dehydrator so they can start dehydrating. So I can jar them and I can keep them and eat them whenever. I set a pile aside. That pile we're gonna cook up, and another bigger pile we're gonna dehydrate them so they don't go bad in the fridge. Because I might forget about them. I probably will forget about them. And I put a lot of work into this. I don't want it to be thrown away. Okay, so we'll start with the big ones. And hopefully this actually works because these are huge. I'm gonna have to cut them in half. So they need to dehydrate for at 110 degrees for about 4 to 6 hours. It's about 8 right now, which means I'm going to have to set an alarm and wake up in the middle of the night to make sure I don't overdo it. But this is the only place I can think of in which I can do it. Here we go. Close this door so the smell doesn't go that way. Open this window. And we're gonna close this door. It's gonna go really well. Okay, what we gotta do next is cook them. We're gonna fry them up with garlic butter. It's going to be amazing. Okay, let's try our first bite. Wow, that was really good. And, I'm gonna be truthful. That wasn't my first bite. I had a bite before, but I forgot to press record. So I had this whole spiel. But basically, this is what makes it worth it. First harvest turned out really good. They taste delicious. They're cooked golden brown, like just how you want them. And we're gonna have a whole nother harvest, which I'm excited to cook, maybe try some other things with. I just want to try the mushrooms, so I cook them all by themselves with nothing more really. But next time maybe make a whole elaborate dish, because steak would go phenomenal with this. We still have lion's mane that we haven't seen anything yet. I'm super excited for that to come. And I already got it prepped for the next harvest, so it can start growing again. It takes about a week before there's anything showing, so let's do it. Okay, as you can see, it's all set up here. It's kind of like I ripped off all of the white stuff on top, which is great to get started to the next one. However, this is going to take way too long. It's going to take a week before it starts doing anything again. So let's speed up that process. Okay, look at that. That was really quick and it worked out. It's really big now. And there's even more exciting news. So obviously this has gotten pretty big again. Honestly, I'm probably gonna harvest it tomorrow. Like, it's that good to go. It's been a few weeks, but there's something even more exciting that happened. And there's one that was making no progress. The lion's mane was doing nothing forever. However, it's huge now. Look at this. Whoa. Like, camera doesn't do quite justice, but here's my hand. Like, It's huge. It's bigger than my hand, like my palm. And I actually kind of broke the instructions and I made the X the hole bigger because it was just all the way over here and it's just spreading bigger and bigger. Like it is huge and I am so excited for this. Now I did some research on lion's mane, and lion's mane apparently is super good for your brain. It's supposed to help. There's some scientific studies like preventive for Alzheimer's. Whether it slows it down, what it does, I don't really know. I didn't read too much into it. I just know it's supposed to be good for your brain. I also heard that it's a good substitute for chicken when it comes to cooking. For those people that can't eat chicken. Not me, I love chicken. But I would like to try it anyways, because why not? That'd be so cool. So yeah, I'm gonna give that, I'm guessing that's gonna take another half a week to a week to harvest. Golden oysters, ready to go again, honestly, like tomorrow probably. And this time I'm not just making them by themselves, I'm gonna make them with steak. It's gonna be incredible. But yeah, whatever. Okay, now these guys gotta get harvested again. Lion's mane, still growing, still good. But, so I'm just gonna take this and then put it back. There we go. Let's give it a mist and see what happens. So it's been quite a few days from the last update. It's getting big, but it's interesting because it grew one way and you see all that yellow, like that discolored stuff. I don't think that's gonna make it. Like it's squishy, it's gross. I can't mist it directly, but I'm looking. There's a chunk here and there's a chunk here, and all the way back there. Like that's growing how it's supposed to. So I think this just kind of grew and didn't work out. Started decaying, whatever it might be. So it's a lot bigger. Like it looks a lot bigger than it's gonna be. I'm gonna let it keep growing and see what happens. I'm hopeful for this right side because I can see fine hair-like stuff forming, which is exactly what you want for lion mane. But why don't we have a look at it? So yeah, you'll see that stuff's really oddly colored. That's it. I guess front piece looks nice. Over here that looks nice. But then there's all of this like yellow and like squishy. So it's interesting. This has done 2 harvests now and I prepped it for the 3rd. So that's awesome. It's going well. Okay, so the lion's mane just doesn't know what to do. Like this is all hard and dry. And the instructions say that I can't mist it directly or else it'll brown. So I've been misting in these holes I made. But just not doing well. Like this part that's softer is also browning. So I think the lion's mane is going to be maybe a disappointment. It might not be working out. Golden mushrooms or the golden oysters, woo, that went great. These guys are a bit of a disappointment, so we will see if that gets any better. And if not, I mean, maybe I could still ground this up or do something with this, because apparently this whole mushroom's usable. Maybe I let it dry out by doing that. This is squishy down here. That's too bad. Or completely reflush it, restart. Who knows? So it looks like the lion's mane just doesn't work. It keeps drying out. It's right over there, and you know, new growth would start and it'll dry out, and the instructions were specific that I shouldn't directly spray the lion's mane because it'll brown and it's not good apparently. So I would poke holes into the soil to try to mist it that way, like make a little entry hole that I think you've seen and I'll show. And it just, I don't think it's enough, but then I can't put more onto it. I think when I did the X thing and like made it bigger, because I saw so much growth and I was just overly excited, I kind of ruined it. So, you know, we had the success with the golden oysters. Not as much as the lion's mane. I mean, kind of grew into this massive tumor type thing. So there's some success. It's just, I don't think it's going to be edible. And I'm going to have to read about it, find out if it will be edible. But I don't know. So yeah, that's a little disappointing. It is what it is though. So hey, here's the lion's mane. You know, it's big. Here's that hole I was talking about. So I'll take the spray thing, put it here, and just kind of fill that area, and it kind of goes out towards here and in here and stuff. And you know, I thought it was gonna be enough, but it doesn't look like it. I'm like, yeah, this is really hard. Like, it doesn't feel good. And over here, it's a bit squishy, but like, it's dry. So this thing, it didn't work out. That's okay. So I know this was a bit of a longer episode and very long. So much information. Honestly, the time lapses I took were like 50 gigabytes of time lapse, and I had to condense it. And by the time it got condensed, it was like 10 megabytes. It really condensed it. And then the quality wasn't even that great on them, which might have been a user error. Personally, I'm still learning that GoPro. But thank you so much for watching and tuning into another episode of Primal Explorers. I found it really interesting. I pretty much checked on them almost every day, and it was just super cool experience, and I'm really excited to try it again sometime. However, I'm also excited for the actual foraging season, which hopefully is soon. Snow's going away, everything's going away. We're getting there. Okay, so thank you so much for watching and making it this far. See ya.